teachings draw in people like my dad who want this control. It can foster this cult-like environment. I absolutely think that people would be drawn to that.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Tough Topic. My name is Brittany. I hope everyone got a good night's rest because I am going to be discussing and recapping the docuseries Shiny Happy People. I really did want to start off by giving my opinion on the entire series because I did watch all 4 episodes because many said that it did not interest them or it didn't have enough information, but I feel like that's only because there's so much footage and stories that we've already seen or heard. However, I think most of it was mainly to get the word out about just how bad this cult is. So, for starts, in episode 1, it's really just introducing the Duggars, who they are. Even the name of it is titled Meet the Duggars. And yes, they introduce who everyone is, but they also get into some more facts. After they discuss Michelle and Jim Bob's love story and explain why they had so many kids, they really get into a discussion about Josh's very first scandal that broke back in 2015 with his sisters. So you could really tell that it was a very uncomfortable topic for Jill, but she did share that she would rather tell the story instead of the tabloids out there just making stuff up, which I can totally understand. So then they hop over to Jim and Bobby Holt, who, of course, were friends with Jim Bob and Michelle. And their daughter dated Josh back when they were only 15 years old. So they go on to explain that they found out what Josh did in 2002. Jim Bob told the Holts what happened, and he told them that Josh got into some trouble and was doing XYZ to his sisters. So Bobby asked how long has he been doing it, and Jim Bob told them since Josh was 12 years old. So the Holts were like, that's 3 years ago. So when were you going to tell us? And Jim Bob said that he was going to make Josh tell their daughter when they got married, which is just, to me, so bizarre. So after Josh goes on to confess everything that he did, well, what we think is everything, the Holts say to Jim and Michelle, you have to report this. Like, there's no way you can let this happen and just continue going on with your everyday life. Like, this is a crime. They sent him away to a facility actually owned by the IBLP. They asked him, well, what are you going to tell people when they ask, where is Josh? And Jim Bob responded, he would tell people that he's away doing missionary work. And even though he knew that was not the truth at all, he actually told the Holts and the people that were closest to him, if they ask about Josh, to tell him he's out doing mission work. Even Amy, who was also featured in the documentary, said that when she asked where Josh was, she was told the same thing. He's out building houses, helping. But what was also shocking was when Bobby Holt asked Michelle about Josh assaulting his sisters, but the M word, of course. Michelle said, don't you ever say that again, which, by the way, they took every opportunity to downplay what Josh did, and they even removed Josh from this facility where he was supposed to be getting his rehabilitation just to spend time with Jim Bob on his birthday. Like, what kind of sense does that even make? So, of course, they go into further discussion about the man who they actually reported Josh's crimes to, which is now serving over 50 years in prison for some of the same things that Josh went in for, which to me is so bizarre. Like, what was he educating Josh on, how to do it or how to get away with it? I don't know, but it was just all making the hair stick up on my arms. And as crazy as that sounds, I am not at all surprised by this. With that being said, Jim Bob and Michelle, they did have an opportunity almost like an hour before the documentary released, which to me, I feel like someone said, okay, you have to say something. When I say someone, I'm talking about someone from the IBLP community because they know how bad that this documentary was going to be. And they were like, you know what? Okay, we got to do some damage control here. So I'm going to read to you what they actually said in their statement. They put the recent documentary, and they put little quotes around it, that talks about our family is sad because in it we see the media and those with ill intentions hurting people we love. Like other families, ours too has experienced the joys and heartbreaks of life, just in a very public format. This documentary paints so much and so many in a derogatory and sensationalized way because sadly, that's the direction of entertainment these days. We have always believed that the best chance to repair damaged relationships or to reconcile differences is through love in a private setting. We love every member of our family and will continue to do all we can to have a good relationship with each one. Through both the triumphs and the trials, we have clung to our faith all the more and discovered that through the love and grace of Jesus, we find strength, comfort, and purpose. I mean, this is so Michelle Duggar because they're actually dismissing like the real issue here. They actually think that this documentary is out to be derogatory or just to have some kind of ill intentions. Absolutely not. They actually need to watch this documentary because it's actually to help those who are still stuck and they can be enlightened. And I just really hate that they're putting it out there that people like the producers of this documentary and anybody else who speaks on the IBOP is out to get them or out just to entertain or to profit. No, do they actually think Jill is trying to profit from this in any type of ill will? Absolutely not. They are so delusional. But let me know how you feel about this part one recap. Please stay tuned. I'm going to get into some more very disturbing craziness in part two. I do appreciate you guys listening and watching, and I will be back for more. Bye for now.